All right, we ready?
You got it?
Let me just try it, okay?
Oh, okay.
He's got it.
Thank you for tuning in to your favorite grooming podcast, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome back to your favorite podcast, whatever.
Yeah, whatever
Oh my God.
floats your boat.
Whatever.
He's like, oh, no.
Whatever streams out of your head.
Thank you for tuning in to your favorite groom. Oh my God.
Grooming.
Do this record scratch.
No, it doesn't have a sticker. Sorry.
Thank you for tuning in to your favorite grooming podcast, another grooming podcast. Today we're talking about gender experiences.
We also
Right?
have to
I'm
introduce
Juan
ourselves.
Rivera.
Oh yeah.
I'm Kat Graney.
I'm Nathan Austin.
And I'm Kathleen Austin. And that's my husband.
That's Nathan Austin.
Whenever
over
there's
there.
rules, it just is like, I can't do it.
We asked him to do something slightly different today, and that's what happened.
That's the thing, Juan. You
Well, let's
said
draw
you said
attention
something
to
a
it.
little bit different than I said, and I'm like, it's his fault.
Everyone point and laugh.
It's another brooming podcast.
All right.
Anyways, it's okay, Nathan. We love you anyways.
We got it.
So today we're talking about gender experiences in the salon and how different genders and maybe for you guys like sexualities,
Yeah.
how the salon experiences, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
For
feel
sure.
like everyone's experience is different because we're all so different,
Yeah.
right? So I feel like in
Absolutely.
the industry, we're also treated differently depending on what we are and who we are. So it'd be kind of cool to get into it and talk about it.
Yeah.
I also think that even the younger generation now is a lot different than our generation. You know?
For sure.
Yeah,
For
but before we
sure.
get into it too much, let's back it up a little bit and talk about the Bichon Nationals.
Basson.
The Bichon
Basson.
Nationals.
Apparently nobody can talk today.
can't talk
Basson.
Yes, so I just returned. So right after Tacoma, I came home. I worked for a day. Wasn't even home 24 hours and got on a plane and went to Nationals.
Crazy.
I'm tired just hearing about it.
Anyways, but it was good. So they ended up doing. Usually in the past they've done just the actual national. So the
One day.
1 day Bichon National, but this year they did 3 shows in the time we were there. So they did the main national, they did the parent club specialty, and then they did the Northern California in Chicago.
Okay, so I was like, yeah, because I saw that on Facebook and I was like, the Northern California
Club.
in Chicago.
In Chicago.
Okay.
So yeah, they basically just they sponsored that show.
Oh,
basically.
okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, so they put that show on there, but to help with numbers because we actually don't get the best numbers here.
Yeah.
So
Nobody wants to fly over here.
nobody
Even
does.
For our Scotties, we suffer from the same issue. Nobody wants to freaking come on this coast for our
they,
specialties.
They were also saying that it's
Hello.
more expensive.
Hello. Sorry, there's a little spider.
Oh, I see
Yeah,
her,
Ronney, you wanna
him,
take it?
her, it.
I said,
Oh, it's going back
okay,
up. It's like, never
bye.
mind.
Never
You
mind.
see it?
Yeah, what the heck?
No, it's like spot.
It's like flying around. What the hell?
Good job. Okay. Anyway, thanks, little visitor. That was fun. The fun part of doing this in a brand new garage. Anyway.
Disappeared.
Anywho,
Okay.
so they ended up doing 3 shows, which was nice. Except for the 2 second shows, the Parent Club Specialty and the Northern California, they were on the same day.
Ouch.
So that's the same. So
Wait, the same day?
Yeah.
so
In
we had
morning and
shows,
afternoon.
Yep, shows
Oh my
back to back.
God.
So that was my first time ever doing that. It was a lot.
But it was only Bichons, right?
Only Bichons.
So there wasn't. It wasn't like one of the big all breed shows.
Yeah,
so
it's
at least
only
that's
Bichons.
Okay.
that's nice. At least.
So what I like about the Bichon specialties is that they're done in a hotel. So everything's in the hotel. You
Nice.
can get a room in the hotel, and then you just go downstairs to the ballroom and.
Okay, do they
Grooming's-
put the stuff on the floors
The
to keep?
plastic?
I
love
love
popping it.
the plastic on the
It's so-
floors. So they put basically like saran wrap all
Sticky
on
saran
the
wrap.
sticky saran wrap so that hair and different things don't get in the carpet.
Mm-hmm.
But it leaves like these little air pockets, and it makes me so happy to like go and like crunch them with
Yeah,
my
it's like
feet.
bubble wrap. It's really cool. I love it.
Because it doesn't actually pop, so it just moves to
moves
a
it.
new location. So I love the sound and feel of it. I like go and like, It's weird. Sorry.
Yeah, so everything's there. The grooming's there. Your hotel room's there. We bathed in our hotel rooms, bring them down and dry them and groom them.
Thankfully, there's small breed.
Yeah, thankfully they're small and don't shed.
Was there a restaurant in the hotel too?
There's a restaurant in the hotel.
Nice.
Yep.
So you just
It was a
stay.
really nice hotel.
Yeah.
So
For those people not watching, that's why I had to make the
Oh, yeah.
noise.
Yeah. Anywho, so for the also there they put on seminars and stuff like that. I went to judges. I wanted to go to judges education, but it was on the morning that we had to prep everyone for sweepstakes and stuff like that. So I didn't get to go to
And
that.
you have a dog for sweepstakes.
I do have a dog for sweepstakes now. So I did sweepstakes and for charity. For charity is interesting. Not everyone does that.
Fur charity?
For charity.
Maturity of the fur?
No. So it's like fur. So it's like the future. So the breeder will nominate the litter before they're born. Yeah. So
No, it sounded like you were like,
yeah, I gotta like.
What does that
cut my throat.
mean?
So when the dog's pregnant, they nominate it, and then they do evaluations. Like they submit, like at 8 weeks, and at 6 months, and at a year. And so to be entered in this category, the litter has to be entered before they're born.
so it's for future.
For the future of the breed. So you're saying I'm breeding these two dogs together, and I think they're going to have good quality puppies, and they're going to fit the standard. So that's what they're doing.
And then they're picking them based on that.
Yes.
So are all puppies in there becoming show dogs?
No, so they can. I think along the way they can like drop dogs, that,
Okay.
like either went to pet homes or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So you said you like submit. So they look at like this is the 8-week photo and like, oh, now your puppy's 6 months.
No, I think it's
or-
just like an application
Oh,
process.
okay.
I don't think they actually like look at the puppies.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But the breeder is evaluating them and keeping track of them, right? So
yeah. It's just super interesting.
it
I
is.
wonder
I
like
didn't know about it until
I wonder like what the. I mean, I know you said like the breeders are keeping, but you could do that without the competition. So I just
Yeah.
wonder like what you get out of it.
I don't know, bragging rights for your
Yeah.
breeding program.
Yeah.
But anyways, so we did sweepstakes with Tallulah on the first day. Lumi's too old for sweepstakes now. And
He's old.
I know she got 4 out of
It's
8
two.
puppies. She got fourth place out of 8 puppies in
Nice.
her group in
Nice.
6 to 8 months. So that was good. And she's kind of a wild thing. I mean, I love her personality, but she's kind of like wah in the ring.
You said 4 out of 8 in the 6 to 9. That's a lot of puppies. I mean, because it goes all the way to what 18 months.
Yes,
So how many dogs were in there in general?
there was a lot. There was over 100 dogs entered in the
In sweeps?
not just in sweeps.
I mean sweeps though. Because
And
you get
sweeps,
money.
yeah.
For those people who don't know, you don't get points from sweepstakes, but you get money. But usually
and ribbons.
Usually and ribbons, but usually it's like you get like a couple of dollars.
I got for that one. I think I got 16.
Which is, I mean, for 4th, that's like really good.
Yeah.
So I wonder like what best in sweeps got.
Wait, $16?
Yeah.
25.
No, I've seen Danica win like $100 or, you know.
So someone
and ours
said-
aren't that big.
Yeah, someone said they got like 100 for a first place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. So then I wonder what best in sweeps got.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nice.
But anyway, so she did that. And I was proud of her. It was her first show of the weekend, and she's kind of a wild thing. She's funny. She sometimes walks like a T-Rex in the ring because she's like. So we were getting our groove and everything, and then right after sweepstakes, she did for charity, and she got second in her
Nice.
age group from it's 6 to 8 in that one.
Nice.
And then that was the end of that day. And then the next day was the national, and Tallulah got first in her. No, wait, that day. Yeah.
Yes. I thought it was second.
No, she got yeah, losing track. She got second in her 6 to 9 class for that one, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
Um,
fantastic.
And then for the show, Lumi made the cut in the breed, which is a big deal. You know, out
Yeah.
of 12 dogs, he made the actual dogs, you know, the male specials, he made the cut. And he didn't get anything that day, but I'm still proud that he made the cut. He didn't,
Oh, yeah.
he didn't even make the cut last year.
It's a big
and he got a
deal.
button. that says, I made the cut at Nationals.
That's so cute that they have that.
Yeah.
Scotty Club, take note.
It's just a little button. And I'm
You're the
like,
Vice
president.
president, take note.
no,
vice
the
president.
National.
The National Club.
That's
SCCA, if you're watching.
Yeah, we just got a little button.
Not that
says
I have
it.
any dog that would make the cut, but
I treasure the button.
yeah.
And then the following day was the 2 shows back to back. We started at 8 a.m. And so.
But it was a better day.
Yeah, it was a parent club specialty. Tallulah got first in her
Yay.
class for that one.
Yay.
And then Lumi made the cut again, but didn't get anything. And
We had to make note. We had to make use of it.
and then so that was the first show. That was the parent club specialty, and then the Northern California specialty. They did a sweepstakes for that one too, which is something they can do optional. And Tallulah got first in her class.
Nice.
And then for the actual show, she got another first. And then for the specials, Lumi got an award of merit. So
Nice.
like an honorable mention. So
That sounds
I'm
like a
very
successful
proud of
weekend to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Came
award
home
of
with lots
merits are
ribbon.
for a specialty very good.
And I also got a pretty ribbon at they do like a banquet dinner, and I was ordered a ribbon for Lumi finishing in the top 15 of all Bichons in the United States. It's very pretty.
Are you
It
proud
has
of
his name
yourself?
up.
Are you proud of your
I
baby?
am.
That's
I'm
so
proud of him.
cool.
You know, Lumi kind of lost it a little bit because everyone was in season.
Yeah.
And so
He can't control
And
himself.
You've spoken about it before.
He's a
He
horny
is
boy.
like the
He
horniest dog I've ever met.
yeah, he likes the girls. He's never been with a girl. He's only been with a bag in a hand. But he's
You
actually
win some, you lose some, you know?
Yeah.
I don't
He's
know
got-
if you'd call that a lose,
You
to
know,
be honest.
I'm sure he's happy with
A
it.
nut's a nut. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I mean, for reals, though.
He's
I
happy
mean,
with it.
They don't care.
Yeah. So
You don't care.
but he's kind of wild. So, but he kept himself together. and
Nathan
I'm
also
proud of
likes
him.
a bag in a hand. I'm just kidding.
a bag.
I'm just joking.
Oh my God, babe, stop.
I'm just
I was
joking.
on Facebook. I love how much you document.
I try. I wasn't as good.
Kat's
you-
so good at it.
But you guys had a really good group of people.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It was
so
really cool.
that's the best part of
Yeah.
going to nationals. I really don't go to nationals expecting anything. It's about the community. It's about Lindsay Dickin gathers this group and puts together this great atmosphere for learning and everyone helping each other out. And we get to trim Bichons and wash and dry and fluff. And, you know, her dog won the nationals last year, and knowing that we kind of all had a part in her, you know,
Yeah.
grooming
Her win,
and like
yeah.
blow drying her and stuff, you know, it was fun. And it's just, community is something that's so important, not only in the grooming world, but in the show world.
yeah.
And just going and celebrating with those people, we celebrate each other's wins. Yeah, we lose, right, too?
Well, everybody
But-
does.
But we're there to either uplift each other or to support each other in whatever. And we're happy for when the others win, and we're, you know, we can all gloat if none of us do win. But it's just amazing. She gathers all these people. Some come just to groom. Elizabeth Gibbs was there. She didn't have a dog, but she came just to groom. Nicole Kailash came.
Yeah, we love them.
You know, there was a bunch of people. Valerie, I don't know her.
Valerie
Sorry,
P.
We can't
Valerie
pronounce your
P.
last name,
Yeah,
so
Valerie
sorry.
P was there.
We love her.
And it was just, and then a bunch of, you know,
So many amazing
so
people.
many amazing people, and we just come to groom dogs and have
Yeah.
a good time, you know?
Don't even have Bichons. They're like, let's go.
Yeah,
Which is
exactly.
beautiful.
And
Yeah.
I
Just
mean,
to
when,
hang out.
when we went the first year before we had any Bichons, like she does such a good job at making you feel included too. So like even
Yeah.
if you don't go with the Bichon, you still
Yeah.
feel like you're a part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
right
really
on.
cool.
That's
And
really
we
cool.
Just,
Kudos
you
to
know,
Lindsay.
and she helps teach us. Like, she helped me fix up Lumi's haircut
Yeah.
because, you know, I was like, I'm unsure about this. And she trusted me to scissor one of her dogs. And I'm like, oh my God. You
That
know,
says a
I
lot.
just had to scissor the outline, but, you know, I was just like, oh my God. I remember the first year I went, not with you, but the year after, I was like, I'm not touching anyone with scissors except mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
I wouldn't wanna do that.
See, I wish that like the Scotties were more like that.
no.
I wonder if we're just too much like our dogs. The Bichons are
Maybe.
so happy. Well, I mean, you know, I think though that like that's such a great thing, but not everybody in the Bichon Club is unfortunately like that.
No.
And I
Not
wish we
everybody
had
in every club
somebody.
is
I
like
wish
that.
we had somebody like Lindsay and Scotty's that could like really pull a big group together.
We do, Danica.
Well, Danica, yeah, but she, I mean, not as big of a group.
Well, last year there was some uproar about us They called us the groomer girls and stuff, and
As though that's a bad thing.
yeah, because we were all there having fun, enjoying everything, right? And this year, Nicole and Lindsay made us all smocks that said the groomer girls.
So cute.
In your face.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, yeah, we'll be the
Spite.
groomer girls.
Own
Oh
it.
no,
Yeah.
so sad.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing. It's an amazing time being there, and it's always fun to show my dog and feel special and just be included, right?
Yeah.
I'm
It's
so
one of those things, once you do it, you can't not.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm excited to go next year.
I'm addicted. Yeah, because they're getting a Bichon puppy.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And Lindsay designed the
Oh yeah.
artwork for it, right?
She designs it every year, but this is the logo. This was the
Oh, she does it every year.
every year.
Oh, I
Oh,
didn't know that.
wow.
This is this year's.
So cute.
And I have a
Bichon's
sweatshirt.
in
And
the
She's really
car.
talented, obviously.
Yeah. She's
Super
amazing.
talented.
She's too talented.
she said she
it's
would
bullshit.
draw. I wanted to get a Bichon tattoo, and she said
Uh-huh.
that she would design it one.
Oh.
That's cool.
Like the
a
standard or
Lindsay
fancy?
original.
I don't know. She has this one drawing that she did. It's like just like pin.
Stippling.
Is that what it's called? But it's just dots basically, and it's of a Bichon, and I just love that. I want that tattooed on me.
Just ask her for it.
I would.
How would you get that tattooed on? Like, that's like,
They do
They
that,
just
yeah.
poke it.
They
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
damn.
They do.
Well, that's
Yeah.
like any
Matt
tattoo
actually
gun
does
is,
that.
Yeah.
is,
Is this, that's true.
but just that like a super.
I think that would feel better because I hate the shading part.
Yeah. I hate the end. I just hate when
The
like
wiping.
The wiping. The wiping
I
is
like
my
the
thing.
wiping.
yeah,
It
the
hurts.
wiping don't bother
No,
me.
see, but the regular, it's when
It's
they
the
keep
cold
wiping.
wiping.
No, but I'm fine with it when they like spray it down and then they wipe it. That's refreshing. But when it's the same as piece of paper that is like hard and dry and it's got ink on it, but that's it. And they're just like wiping it. It just feels like they're wiping a scrape.
I think
They
it feels
are,
like
basically.
a sunburn.
Yeah, they're just like, oops.
Yeah.
And then it's all like an open wound. It hurts
Yeah.
when they like spray it with the
Maybe
thing
it's
and
because
then
your
wipe
skin
it.
is different. That's why, like, because
Well,
it's different for me.
Little
So-
porcelain white lady skin.
It is
Yeah.
though, because like my tattoo guy, he's always like, I could tattoo you blindfolded because your skin is like braille. The moment I like start doing it, your skin puffs up, and I'm like, cool.
It's
Thanks.
a white people thing. My skin also gets really puffy.
Thanks. Yeah, I get all like swollen.
Oh my gosh, I'm not fat. I'm just white. I'm just kidding.
You just got a
Perpetual
tattoo.
state
Yeah.
of tattooing.
That's mine. Me too. Anyways, but you guys went and taught a class.
Yes, we taught another class. This one was really short because we just moved, and we're in the process of moving.
Yeah, we were like in and out so fast.
Yeah, we were there for like a little over 24 hours. No, even we were there for less than 24 hours because of the flight, right? But yeah, we flew to Colorado, which was really cool. I hope we get to go back and like spend more time there because I mean, I hear it's just absolutely beautiful. And from what we did see, it was gorgeous.
Yeah, you can see the Rockies. We were
yeah.
like pretty far from them though.
Yeah. But no, it was the salon was called A Clip Above.
Nice name.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
nice.
Shout out A Clip Above.
Yeah, very similar to ours, A Cut Above.
Their salon's older than ours though.
It is older than ours. Yeah.
So you copied them.
Yeah.
I guess so.
I think it's been open for 14 years,
Oh,
but
damn.
it was a really nice facility, really well done.
Looks brand new still.
Yeah, it looks brand new still. We're like, how do you do this? Because it's gorgeous still after 14 years. But the owner, so nice. Her name's Lindsay, and her husband, super, super nice. And their whole salon was great. We got to meet Andrew, the hairy groomer.
Yeah, shout out Harry Groomer. You did great.
Yeah, it was
Who is
really
now a
He didn't really
national
do
certified
anything,
master
so-
groomer.
Yeah,
He
he
is
is. He's now a nationally certified master groomer.
Yay.
So it was really nice to see him because I remember when he messaged Nathan before he had even started testing.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to like finally meet him in person after talking to him,
Super nice
you
guy.
know, online for so long. Yeah, he was so nice.
I was
and-
kind of spooked out though because we show up and they're like, "Here's 5 dogs." And I'm like, "Oh man."
Oh my God, yeah, we did
Like,
a
I
lot
don't
of dogs.
do that many dogs for.
Normally
a
we do 3 or 4, and they're like, we have 2 large doodles,
Two
one smaller, like mixy thing,
like a cockapoo doodle thing.
and then they have a Norwich, the owner of the salon, that's like young. He's like under a year. So they're like, oh, just like teach a little hand strip intro for my people because they don't really know how to hand strip. And I
then
was
like
like,
a-
okay, easy enough.
And then a retired grand champion Westie, and we're like,
Who's-
"Oh man."
The Westie's owner she is a master groomer herself, and she co-owns this dog with Wendy Booth. And we're,
from NDGAA?
yes. So then we're like, excuse me, I have to groom this dog.
And
Are
so
you
I'm like,
joking?
I'm not taking shears of this dog. So we're just like pulling the whole thing. We're pulling the legs. And
Well, okay. So to
Katie
be
pulls these great cylinder legs. We just don't have time to do the whole thing. So
No,
we did
but
one cylinder leg.
we told them ahead of time. We said for the hand stripping, like for the Norwich, we just kind of went over what hand stripping is and like different techniques and tools. And then for the Westie, I did pull a cylinder leg. We did pull like the back. We did some face. We did like cholesterol and chalk. And
she's like, you could just use thinning shears on the head. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I'm not going to like take thinning shears.
you can
to
take it back to Wendy.
your guys' dog. Like, I'm going to pull it. And then like, if you want to shear it afterwards, fine. But like, I don't want to get blamed for something.
Yeah, we're like, no. But no, it was really, we pulled it off. We did all 5 dogs. I mean, not for the hand strips, they weren't like finished, but we did it.
I like doing like 3 or 4 at the
3 to
most.
4,
So that
depending
was,
on
like-
the dogs.
But it worked out fine.
No, it was good. It was
Yeah.
really nice though, and the salon was really nice. They fed us Olive Garden for lunch. Oh my
Yeah.
God, for the whole
Again with the
salon.
pasta.
I know, it
Yeah.
was great.
Hella pasta.
And then
Done.
we
I
like
did miss some pasta.
got on a plane and flew home, and then we worked the next morning again.
And then we moved for like 3 days straight.
I thought I saw something behind me.
It's
I
your
thought
hair.
No, I thought Helios was back in here. Is he in here? Oh, okay. I thought he was behind me. Apparently, we have ghosts in here.
Hey,
Isolde has been
did
saying that
discuss.
she thinks like she kept like seeing stuff.
I thought
All
there was
right,
a
that's
positive.
enough. I'm not
Oh,
going to be in
don't
here anymore.
say that.
No. But we agreed the other day if they're remember in the salon,
In the salon.
the salon.
What about my salon?
Shalom.
Anyways, remember we talked about if they're giving.
Oh, yeah.
Because Nathan said his pants kept
Nathan kept
unzipping.
saying his pants keep coming unzipped, and then I was like, "Do we have a blowjob ghost? Like, what's happening here?" Yeah,
He's
Right
like,
on.
yeah, he's like,
Nathan, he was like, "I won't be telling you if that's the case."
I just am
just in
standing,
the
I'm just
corner?
standing still, just like with red face. Katie's like, what's going on? Nothing.
Get out of here. Well,
But,
Isolde
I'm
thought-
meditating.
Well, so to be fair, Isolde said that her room was scary because our kids now have their own room and they've always shared a room. So I think there's
a big
partially
adjustment.
that. It's a large. They've been together for 9 years.
Yeah.
But then to top it off, I do think that there might be a possum living in her wall.
Or a raccoon,
Bec-
something bigger.
or- because whatever it is, it doesn't sound like the rats because we know what rats sound like, and it's whatever it is heavy and slow, which makes me think it's a possum.
sorry, it's on the wall.
It's not like it's not like jumping around or anything.
Yeah,
It's just, like,
whatever it
lumbering.
is like lumbering around, very methodical. And I don't know because her bedroom on the outside of the house like is a little like hatch or whatever
like
you
a
would
crawl space,
a crawl
yeah.
space, but that's where it opens and closes is under her door or under
okay.
her room on the outside. So I think whatever it was, because when we moved in, it was open. So I think it probably got in. And so
Well,
I don't know.
Can it get out?
I don't know. I'm
Is
worried
it
about
Down there
it.
like dying?
I know. I'm
Whatever.
worried
That's
about
its
it. I'm like, come on, buddy.
You should go explore.
Isolde thinks it's a possum. If it's a possum, she wants to keep it. I
I'm
mean,
not the guy that's just gonna go up in the attic and explore. Like
he
no.
does. I mean, they do.
I'll
eat
look around, but I'm not
ticks,
climbing my ass up there.
And they can't have
Yeah, they're our
rabies.
friends.
I'll pay someone to go up there.
Ronney.
I'll break.
No,
I'll
thank you.
fall through the ceiling.
No,
We'll just
I'm
open it
talking about
up.
a professional. Okay,
We'll send a child up there. Ellie.
It's
She
attacked.
probably would.
Attacked
She's
by a
terrified of
possum.
freaking damselflies right now, or
Oh,
the
that's
known
so
mosquito.
weird.
She is terrified of them. I do not know why, but it suddenly came on, and I'm like, oh my god, I cannot have a kid that's
Probably
because
because at school, some other girl or some
I
other
know,
boy was doing
exactly.
it, and then she picked it up immediately.
I
You know?
hate school sometimes.
Well, that's. I mean,
other
I've always
children.
been deathly afraid of spiders, but now since having children,
We gotta be brave.
I'm way less scared of spiders because my daughter loves them because I never told her I was scared.
I had to Google damselflies or just dragonflies.
Yeah, or like
they
mosquito,
different?
mosquito
I
hawks.
thought a mosquito hawk is
You
a
mean the
damselfly.
mosquito eaters?
Yeah, mosquito eater. But they don't really eat mosquitoes. They just fly around and then die.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when-
they only live like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Isn't
it
that-
says it's a damselfly.
Isn't that a?
Oh yeah, that's something different.
Oh, okay. I lied then. Well, she's probably terrified of those too. She doesn't like that.
Is
I
it
think
like
it's
the thing that they call a mosquito hawk?
mosquito hawk.
mosquito
They have
eater.
another,
But they don't really eat mosquitoes. That's
Yeah,
like
they-
a
it's
myth.
a lie.
No, it's a myth.
So we
I
had.
let them live because I thought they were my friends.
No, they
No,
are.
they are.
Well,
They
they're
are
not
friends.
like.
They don't have mouths.
Yeah, so they just basically fly around until they starve to death.
Yeah, they fire around, eat, mate, and that's it.
How do they get so big?
reproduce?
That's like their final.
basically-
that's their
they
final
come-
Final
stage.
stage.
It's their
of,
final form.
of
but
their
they-
life cycle. They spend most of their life like.
And they're not really directional. They don't really have a lot of direction. That's why they just fly into
They
corners. and
basically
bash
just
into walls.
bang and then die.
Yeah.
They bang, lay eggs, and die, and that's like.
Or
their
they
life.
get trapped in the corner of your house and then just die.
Yeah. Just bashing themselves into the wall.
For like
they're
3
not
days straight.
But they don't eat mosquitoes.
Okay,
They
they're
don't.
called. It's crane flies.
crane fly,
Crane
not
fly.
damselfly.
Not damselfly. Crane fly.
Oh, but she's probably
is the
afraid of
other-
damselflies too. So
Is the other name for them. But yeah, they actually don't. Some of them don't even have mouths.
that's what I
which-
said. So me and Ellie watched a whole video because she was so scared of him, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Let's get educated." So we watched a whole video.
Still scared.
Now she's trying to.
She's still scared, but we're getting better.
She's old was scared of them because she thought they were mosquitoes. And then
Yeah.
once we showed them a video.
Well,
she
I
was
showed her a
scared.
video. I was like, they don't have mouths. They can't bite you. They don't even know what direction they're flying. They're going to die soon. Be nice."
Yeah, I just feel bad
Poor
for
things, yeah.
them.
She loves
At least they
snails.
made it to that form because
And
most of them
spiders.
probably don't. Most of them probably get eaten.
Do you have
along
their
the way.
life cycle? How long do they live? If
This
they don't
is,
have
this
mouths,
is like
I
a
think it's 2
whole
weeks.
article that's a
Oh.
little too long. But
Okay.
But they're very important for the environment.
Yeah.
wait, what do
because
they do though?
They feed.
They're basically just food.
They
feed
feed bigger
spiders.
things. Well, they feed birds and fish and. so they're-
Speaking of, when I was parking my Tesla the other day next to the garage, that's where we had to plug it in right now. I saw a bird like swooping. We have a lot of like birds over at our new house. It's really cool. We've been enjoying it. But it was like swooping and diving. And I was like, what is it doing? It was chasing a huge moth. And the moth was like swooping and diving. I've never seen anything like it. It went out of my eyesight, so I don't know if it caught
I
the
didn't know
moth or not.
I didn't know moths can fly.
It
like
was so cool. I was like, wow. And then it was gone.
that. City
Right.
folk,
How are
right?
you? How are you?
Boring ass city folk. Amazing.
It's magical.
Oh, wrong.
Magical.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, I was like, this is so cool. I could look at this
Well,
every
you're
day.
like your yard's like a freaking nature
I feel,
documentary
yeah, I
now.
feel like Snow
got,
White.
like-
Now,
Yeah.
now we could Snow White together, and I could like send you my
Yeah.
little birds that come by, and you can send me your little birds. That come by.
Yeah, but once the cats get out, they're probably gonna try to eat all the birds.
No, I don't want them to eat the birds.
No, I've been keeping the cats inside because of that. I don't want them to eat the birds.
I'll make them
Each
an
of us mad.
enclosure. I'll make them an outdoor enclosure.
A cattery.
Yeah, cattery.
You could probably screen in that porch area and just screen it in there.
That's an interesting
That's the
idea.
best
Make it like a
way
sunroom.
I've ever
Yeah.
heard of to make that area suck.
It's funny because you say that, and I was like, actually,
idea.
I was
It'd be
like,
easy to do that.
hello,
now.
our friend is back. Where does he keep coming from?
Just
No,
eat them.
There's a lot of them. There was one over here, and I squished him on
Okay,
accident
hello.
with my microphone.
You can like hang out.
There was
with
probably
us.
like a whole nest that just hatched in the ceiling.
Thanks. They're little. They're cute.
Do you want us to come over again or what?
I thought Ronnie liked spiders.
I like jumping spiders.
They're little. Look at it.
It's a baby. It's gonna get big.
I'm gonna
He's
laugh
probably
if
gonna
he
be a
like
brown
jumps at my
recluse.
face, and then I'm like, "Wah!" I don't think we have brown recluse over here.
Not
Yeah, we
in
do.
Northern California, they're really rare. They're mostly.
There we go. He's on my
We have-
microphone.
I
See
don't know
them
what we
often.
have, but we have some big ass fucking spiders that live at our house.
You think it's just like a wolf
Brown-
spider? It's
brown,
probably like a
huge.
little
Brown
big
and
wolf
huge.
spider.
Ew.
Because violent or
They're
brown
huge,
recluse are
and
small.
they carry their babies on their fucking back.
Oh yeah, those are
Yeah.
wolf spiders.
Oh, fuck
Good
that
shit.
shit. I tried to
What-
kill one once, and they all fell.
One time it was huge, and it was huge.
Yuck.
And it was in the salon, and I was like, oh my god, how do I kill it? How do I kill it? So I got my notes from the grooming table because it's fat heavy, and I like tried to throw it, and I missed, but I hit like one of the legs. So then she ran, and then all the babies got off her back, and were like, and it just fucking like the whole couch was like covered in them, and I got like the shop vac, and I was just like trying to like vacuum out. It was so
horrible.
terrifying.
Ew.
I like
Abortion.
I was very afraid. And then because
Yeah.
if you don't get them, they come back for revenge. It's a known fact.
Ew.
Well, it just released 1,000 babies into your house.
Yeah, and they all knew. They seen your face when you threw the book. So
Okay, so Ellie's not afraid of spiders. She's not afraid of. She loves snails. Loves.
So how
But-
upset would she be if I just grabbed a damselfly and threw it at
She
her?
would scream and cry. She screams and cries
For
when they're
research.
just. She just can't get in the doorway. I'm like, How do I create a kitten? There are no bugs or anything that I'm afraid of. Are you afraid of a spider?
I'm
we
afraid of
just
spiders.
we just watched a video about this guy that he would swallow things alive like lizards and stuff, and he tried to swallow a freaking centipede alive, a big one.
Yeah.
It's like a 6-inch centipede. He tried to swallow it alive.
Nice.
He
No,
died.
maybe bigger. Yeah, he ended up dying because
he was live streaming
it.
it.
Grabbed the inside of his throat, and then it started like biting him.
And they
they're
said his
venomous.
inside of his throat was so traumatized because all the legs and everything was just like it was.
barbs, all the barbs, and it ended
called
up just
natural
He probably
selection.
thought he was gonna swallow it, and it is like all right, and just started crawling down his throat, stabbing him. And
yeah. And instead, it was like not me. No, but they said they found him 2 days later, and because he was live streaming it, and they did not find the centipede. So that means once he
Killed
died,
him?
he was like, "Peace out,
yeah,
He was
isn't that
like-
fucked up?
peace,
You
he was
play
like,
stupid games.
fuck you."
You win
It's
stupid
You
natural.
win
prizes.
stupid prizes. Yeah.
Natural selection.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure he had a family, and he was probably a nice guy or whatever. But
he
like,
didn't.
fucking
I don't
A.
think he had a family because he
Swallowing-
wasn't found.
2 days.
Swallowing
He- yeah,
a
he
giant
wasn't
centipede is like
found
the worst
for-
thing I've ever heard.
He also
No, no,
doesn't
no.
have followers because
No.
no one reported it.
Nobody reported him for 2
They
days.
said that he had a lot of followers and people were screen recording it, and like that's why they know what happened to him. Nobody reported it. They said 2 days later it was still live streaming, but he fell out of the view of the camera, and nobody was like, "Hey, this seems weird. Let me report it." It was in China, so
That's sad.
Yeah. R.I.P.
yeah. R.I.P. Whoever that guy was. Don't eat
Centipedes.
Centipedes.
Live.
Okay, so I don't like
or millipedes.
get that
Yuck.
creeped out by bugs. Sometimes spiders creep me out, but centipedes freak me out.
Yeah. Millipedes are
There's a
cool.
lot of
I
legs.
love
Millipedes
millipedes.
are cool.
Millipedes are cool with their little armor and they curl up into little balls.
They
I
have
didn't
little
know.
tiny legs.
I didn't know they
Yeah.
freaked me out
Yeah,
that
some
bad.
of
And then
those
I
are
seen
scary.
I seen one in
like the
Hawaii, a big
Vietnam
one.
Ones that used to freaking hide in the trees and fall on people and shit.
Ew.
It's
I
But-
didn't see one that big, but I seen a big
Scary.
one in Hawaii that was like 4 inches or 5 inches long, and it like, it gives me the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it.
yeah.
I
You
would get a
consider
pet
4 to
one.
5 inches big?
I'd say it's a very good, generous size for a centipede.
Anyway.
Anyways.
All right.
guess-
Before we get into this, do you want to?
Oh yeah, we have a few questions.
Oh, yeah.
Ronney
Oh,
can
yes.
surprise us with some questions.
I have a few if you could questions.
Okay.
The first one is if you could invite anyone in the world to dinner, who would it be and why?
Not grooming related. Anyone.
Anyone, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you
Britney
wanna-
Spears.
Like,
I would
Nice.
love to if she were to be
I was like,
able
in her
to
what
like
state?
in like
do the knife dance.
well, I would love to speak to her now and like have her like tell me everything that happened.
Yeah.
But then that she'd be like reliving her trauma, so probably not.
Maybe.
So maybe I take
Maybe
that back.
she'd like to have a candid, like, real conversation
Yeah,
with
I feel
somebody who
like-
cares.
Yeah. I feel like she's just like I said before, she's raised me, so I would love to like get to know her on that kind of level, just because she played such a big part in my upbringing.
Yeah.
Yeah, made me the little gay boy I am today. Yeah. What about you guys?
I have no freaking idea. What
I know,
the
like-
heck? I'm over here racking my brain right now.
Does it have to be alive or dead?
It
Or
could be anyone.
anybody?
It says anyone in the world, so past or present.
A dinosaur.
A velociraptor.
You'd be dinner.
Yeah.
I'll be like, "What's up, dinosaur?" And it would just be there, right? Like anything. Being a
This is
dinosaur.
anyone. So I don't
Shit.
know.
Okay, Mr. Velociraptor. No.
Sir.
I don't know. What about
The
a
first
relative?
caveman.
Like,
Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe
Well-
my mom then.
oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like because you never got to meet some of your grandparents, but
Yeah.
that too.
Maybe my mom.
Well, you're only allowed to pick one. So is it your mom?
Yeah, it's my mom. And then I'd probably be like, okay, fucking go back to the grave now. Like after like 10 minutes, I'm like, oh my God, fucking stop being annoying.
All right, that's enough now.
What about
Go
you?
back.
You, Katie.
I don't know. I mean, so I have thought about this question before, and I'm gonna sound really nerdy for this, but I do think I'd like to meet Bernie Sanders and really get to talk to him because I feel like he has lived so much life,
Yeah.
and he is older, right? So he has lived through a lot of things. He's seen like how things have really like changed and like how things used to be to now. I feel like for me personally, he's somebody that's always been for the people.
He just seems like a good
He just
human.
seems like a fucking cool ass guy. And I think like having a conversation with him would be really cool. I feel like I'd feel really safe.
He's like, I'm once again asking you for $7.50.
Grassroots. No, but
That's a good answer.
I just feel like he is somebody who's older, so
He
I
just
feel
pissed
like
off a lot of people, though.
well, I just think that he has a lot of interesting stories.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the amounts of things he's lived through, and so I think he would tell a lot of really cool stories.
What about
And-
Tupac?
Yeah, sure, I guess. There's a lot.
guess.
I was trying to think of somebody I could like really get a lot from. Like, so I was trying to think of somebody like historical that
He's not dead, though, too. He's alive. Like,
He is alive,
You could, like,
yeah.
email him or something.
Yeah, but I don't think it wouldn't be the same
How
as
would
like
you
going out to
respond to him?
dinner with him, But I was trying to think of like somebody that could really give me, but he's somebody who's still like alive and relevant today, so he can tell me how things are different from then till now. And you know what I mean? Like as
He's
somebody
like,
who's
"It's
been
worse.
fighting
it's
for
getting worse.
as somebody who's been fighting for the rights of like everybody, for a long time. I just think he would be super interesting.
Yeah, valid.
What about
That's
you?
why I
Kat?
said nerdy.
Yeah.
I
like that
I
answer.
thought we just brush over me.
Cat.
You know, it's hard to say. Like, I would love to have dinner with my grandparents again
Yeah.
and
Aw.
tell them about Ellie and stuff.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick one person, I don't know, Mr. Rogers.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a good
damn,
one.
Mr. Rogers.
Sweet and
Okay.
kind, and I think he'd just be good company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like, okay, am I wrong for this, though? But I feel like Mr. Rogers and Bernie Sanders are kind of interchangeable. Maybe just like, just do Mr. Rogers, you know what I mean?
Yes and no.
Maybe because I'm not super political.
So I do think that they're both like very sweet and like they both had really good intentions, but I just wonder if he'd have as many good stories.
Mr. Rogers?
Yeah.
For sure.
But he was so straight laced. He never went to
That's
jail.
how
I
I
wonder
do
if he's
know.
like fully sleeve tatted under his cardigan.
Ah.
You know?
He's like the one person that I've really liked him when I was a kid, and even with the kids.
No, that's
we had
true,
him.
yeah.
We had the kids watch his show, and I always thought like, I hope nothing comes out to where he was like evil or some shit, you know?
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the Tom Hanks movie?
No, because I feel
It
like
was
I'm going
good.
to cry.
It was good. I
don't
liked it.
wanna.
I love Tom Hanks too. I would have dinner with Tom Hanks. There's a lot of people I'd have
See,
dinner
yeah,
with.
I feel like that's why I was like trying to rack my brain, like who? Because I
Okay,
mean,
would you rather meet somebody though, or like
celebrity-
$5,000?
wait, what?
Like if you can meet anybody you wanted ever, or $5,000.
I mean, $5,000 is not that much money.
I'd meet
I
Britney
know, but I
Spears.
really don't care about meeting
Yeah.
people, so I'd be like, all right.
Yeah, I don't care. But like, unless it was someone like, if I could dine with my grandparents again, I would.
Yeah, that's different. That's different.
But
Dead person.
like, if it's someone now, someone's like, oh, you get to meet your favorite celebrity or have $5,000, I'd pick $5,000 just because I
I
don't
feel
care
like-
that much. You know?
See, but I like experiences, so I feel like
do too,
if
but-
you know what I mean, like I can make $5,000, but I can
Give me the 5,000, and I'm gonna go on vacation now.
Yeah, but like
I would
my,
experience something
my
else.
opportunity to like meet somebody like
Yeah.
Britney Spears and like have a real candid conversation with them and like learn about them. I just think that sounds really intriguing.
Yeah.
Maybe I just
you
don't
know.
like talking.
Juan wants the tea.
I want the
One
tea.
wants the
Yeah.
tea. But like I would, like if it was like a celebrity and they're like, you won to meet a celebrity or $5,000, I think I'd do it for the experience. I think it'd just be so interesting.
Yeah.
And she could teach me the choreo for the night.
Yeah, with the knives.
She just freeballed that.
Freelance.
We have another one?
All right, yeah, one more question. This one is grooming related. If you could take a private lesson with anyone, who would it be and why? Also, what breed?
I would say Lindsay for me, like a private, just one-on-one, start to finish with a Bichon.
I really want to take another carry lesson with Nancy Hahn.
That's doable.
And that's very doable, but that's what I would want the most right now. I just got to pick up the phone.
Yeah. And drive an hour, 45
Yeah.
minutes.
No, 45 minutes.
Nice. We're so lucky to have people like that so close by.
I know.
Actually for me too, it is Lindsay. Just because I feel like she's really versatile. I mean, we've seen her win with
Everything.
everything
yeah.
in any category. So I do. I mean, we have taken lessons with her before, but I think really getting in there. I like her teaching style.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
explains things well.
And I like the way she teaches. Like she doesn't make me feel uncomfortable or stupid
like
or,
an idiot, yeah.
and she's just really nice. So I actually would take a lesson with her because I also feel like she's been doing it for so long. She has so many tips and tricks and like tools in her
Arsenal.
in her arsenal that I feel like I'd learn a lot from her. And I'd probably still do the Scotty because that's my breed. But
We
I
should-
just
yeah.
think, I mean, I've seen her win with Scotties many times.
We should invite her out. Just
I know, Lindsay, you should come visit us.
Does she listen?
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, I don't know. You hung out with her
Lindsay,
recently.
do you
I don't
listen
kn-
to our show?
I don't know for
when
sure.
she texted me,
That's
she
it.
says it's a
Message
funny
her.
show. So I think.
She may have listened to like a few. I don't think she's like a religious.
Oh my
listener, though.
God.
Well, you know,
That's
when-
it.
She's
I'm just
busy.
kidding.
I know.
When you're so into
just
dogs,
kidding.
like sometimes you like don't want
Don't want
dog
to talk
stuff.
dogs.
Yeah.
We don't talk dog all the time.
I know. You better
Yes,
tell her.
you do.
You know her the best. You got to tell her.
Yeah,
I don't know, I
Cat.
still feel like a stranger to her.
She loves
She
you.
dedicated an
What
entire
the
Facebook
fuck?
post to you.
I
one
know
time.
that was like that's like a golden moment in my life.
Okay, what about you, Juan?
I think it depends on the breed. Lindsay with the Bichon was up there. I would love. I don't know much about wire. I would love to take a wire, a hand stripping private with Scott, just because I
Yeah.
feel like he's Mr. Terrier, right? Like he was like. I feel like he has a lot to teach, and his book is really good. And
yeah.
I'm like so green, so I know like not much. But I have you close by. I don't know why I just don't come to you. But I feel like I've never taken one of his classes. I've never seen him like at a seminar or anything. So I'm like very curious to see his style and how he does things.
I think he's
Fair.
a good teacher. I've taken a couple of his classes before.
We've taken a lesson with him.
He explains things very thoroughly.
Well, I mean, a lot of the, like you were talking about in my class where you were like, oh, explaining about the follicles. And a lot of that stuff was stuff that I did read in his book. So thanks
Yeah.
for that. The science behind it. Because I feel like once you get into the science, it makes way more sense. And you're like, oh, duh.
And then if we're talking sporting, sorry.
No, continue.
Ingy, Nadia Bonjelli.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
course.
American, Mackenzie Murphy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I-
we've talked about flying out to see both of them for privates.
Why don't we fly them?
I don't want to
here?
do Americans though.
I feel like I like teeter between an Ingy and an American. Like for a while, I was like, I don't want an English because all of my friends have English and I want to be different.
Right.
But then I see Mackenzie do the American. I'm like, that's so beautiful.
so pretty.
But then I know there's so much work that goes into the maintenance
That's-
Yeah.
that I feel like I would love to see it firsthand and like have her tell me everything and to really be like, can I do this like regularly or not?
Another one?
I think it's the same one, but I feel like it's trying to attack me at this point. Oh my God. Hell.
Don't put it on me.
That's it. Sorry, buddy.
Oh.
I know, but he keeps trying to attack me. He was almost in my mouth, and that's a no-no. I tried really hard to be kind to him.
Yeah, I think the same thing. Americans are just so pretty.
They
Yeah.
are
I
really
don't
pretty.
think I could do with that bathing and drying it every.
I do think a really well-bred English Cocker, though, is
Beautiful,
just as
too.
beautiful. Because when you see the ones Nadia competes on, like, they
Stunning.
are just so gorgeous. Like, when you look at the photos of them stacked up on her table and she knows just what to do and their coats they look like silk and they're perfectly straight and they're, you know what I mean? Like, they're gorgeous.
well, there's so many. I think the setters are all beautiful
oh,
too.
God. The setters are really
They're-
pretty, too.
Sporty dogs, I think, are some of the prettiest.
Oh, we got to get to these this
Oh,
thing
yeah.
because we're like almost all the way through the episode.
I know.
All right.
Well, so we wanted to talk about gender experiences, right? And so, I mean, because we see people comment online all the time, right? I mean, as women, we always get the old guy. I'll get a haircut too.
Me next.
Hey, sweetheart.
Yeah, and so I do think what men and women experience from clients and from other groomers is just different, right? I mean,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is here in America, it's a very female-dominated industry.
Yes.
And there's not as many guys. So you guys work with primarily women.
Yeah, I mean, I have noticed the difference in the way clients communicate with male groomers versus female groomers. They don't argue back as much with men. They don't question much with us. Like whatever we say typically goes. Whereas I remember like Amber I was a manager at PetSmart for a long time and I was over it and I stepped down for a little bit. So Amber took my spot. And just the way the same clients were dealing with her in the same situations was just completely different. And it's not fair. Like it's just wild to see the difference just in the salon setting with client communication. It's insane.
I see that with Nathan and say me or
Yeah.
Katie. Like there's a client coming in who's like arguing with us and Nathan steps out and it's just
Immediately, yeah, immediately they're
different.
like, oh, yeah. You know, like,
agreeing with the same things that I just told them.
yeah, I do think that. And I wonder why. And I do
Maybe
know
it's like they feel threatened. Maybe? I don't know.
sometimes it's the opposite, right? It doesn't happen to Nathan really anymore. But when he first started grooming, he did get a lot of the like, oh, my dog doesn't like men. But I haven't heard that in like over 10 years. So I don't know if that's just like an older thing or, you know, and people are just more used to seeing male groomers now. Or if it was just because you've changed, your whole vibe has changed.
Yeah, I think I have a different energy now. As soon as I come out, I try to put the biggest smile on my face, and I think that is disarming a lot.
Well, we also have a lot of clients that are like, they only want to talk to Nathan.
Yeah.
They're like, they come in and they're like, where's Nathan?
I do find that super annoying when someone comes in and goes, Nathan, to someone else. I'm like,
Well, yeah, they'll be like
rude.
rude.
Yeah.
They'll come in and just be like, where's Nathan? Nathan. You know, and if we're like, sometimes he's
or Katie,
out.
or Cat. Someone keeps calling, there's the same customer that comes in and calls Katie Cat like for the last year.
No, longer than that, really.
And he's
but
like, where's
he-
Cat? And they're like,
he's-
everyone's like, you mean Katie? No,
And then I
Cat.
step out, and he's like, "Not you," and I'm like, "I am Cat."
Yeah, he literally, I've told him so many times, I'm like, no, I'm Katie. And he's like, you used to go by Cat. No,
You're like, no,
I have
never.
He's one of those
never
guys
gone
that's
by
like
Cat.
talks about his wife, and he's like,
You know,
like
he's
like
definitely
like makes a joke of him like beating his wife or something.
he's
One of those old guys.
definitely he doesn't respect women. That
No,
guy.
yeah, he absolutely. So when he comes in, I won't even deal with him anymore because me and Nathan go to his house to clip his cat's nails. He never wants to call for an appointment or a message. He always has to come in. And if he talks to me, he's like super rude and degrading. And I can't deal with him.
Shit,
so
were we supposed to go to his house?
No, Monday.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
But Nathan can't remember when he makes the appointment.
But so I always send Nathan up to work with to talk. I'm like, I don't care how behind you are. You're gonna go make that appointment. And he doesn't want to talk to anybody but me or Nathan. But he's always like rude to me. And I told Nathan like I'll never go do his cat's nails by myself because I definitely feel like he'd kidnap me and kill me. So just saying.
Well, yeah, if you guys aren't there, he won't even. He's like,
He's
no, it'll get
rude.
lost in translation. You'll mess it up. He is just, yeah, he's not. I'm not a fan of him.
I don't enjoy doing his cat's nails.
Do you think all of this goes back to just like the olden times where it was like it's a man's world and the women are just kind of accessories?
You know, he's
In
older,
this thing-
but he's not. He's not ancient or anything.
I do think
in
he's
this
old enough, but.
I think so. Like in this, like
In this particular one, yeah. But I do feel like sometimes just people feel like men are more of an authority, right? Like they'll try to like, oh, the price should be, you know, like last time it was this much. And we're like, well, it was more work today. And they think like maybe they can haggle with us more and we'll like bow to it. And when Nathan steps out, then they're like, oh, I can't argue with him.
What about like workplace like banter? You know, I've had a couple people ask me like, "Oh, how do you like coexist with women? So many women all the time." And I always think it's pretty easy.
Well-
I just don't like talk about like my penis and stuff, and like
Well,
I don't.
a little bit.
Sometimes.
But you know what I
was
mean.
gonna say, I talk about my penis. I feel like it's so different being a
Well, you
straight
know-
guy and a gay guy, even
Yeah.
in the industry.
But you know what I mean. I'm not trying to be
Yeah.
like.
Well, you're not. I think it helps that you're married, to be fair.
And your wife's right there.
Yeah, because I feel like nobody can take like, not to seem weird, but I feel like your love for me is like so very apparent that there's no like misconstruing anything.
Yeah. So it's always I like and like don't be an asshole.
Yeah, pretty simple. Just don't be a dick.
Do you feel like you have to be more careful because it's such a female-dominated industry that you have to watch what you say, or do you think because you know that there's no like ill intent behind what you're saying, you're kind of just like whatever?
So always in the back of my mind, I think like because I'm very like open mouth with what I just say what I feel, but I always try to think about like, is this gonna make them uncomfortable, or are they gonna misinterpret what I'm saying as like me trying to like do some sort of like weird like plant something in their mind, or like I just don't want them to be uncomfortable in a.
Another one just landed on me. Where are
Okay,
they?
yeah,
They're probably
you have a
coming from-
nest.
Maybe
Yeah,
they're
they're
like
probably-
coming from that light or something.
Yeah, they probably come from up there, babe.
Okay. Well, that one got squished too because I was like, what's on my side? Okay. I don't know why they're drawn to me.
You're so sweet.
I'll go up there and I'll kill all the babies, okay?
Thanks,
I'll just
babe.
go up there and kill
Mass
kill
abortion.
1,000 babies.
Mass abortion. Anyways.
They're already born. They can't be aborted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just try to keep in mind, like, I don't want to make them uncomfortable by saying, like, or by them thinking I'm trying to hit on them, or, like, you know?
And then
So
is
just-
that something you don't worry about then as a gay guy?
I don't think about it like at all. I feel like, well, I mean, it depends on where I'm at. If I'm new to an environment, I'm not myself completely.
Yeah.
Just because I'm trying to gauge like people's like sense of humor and what they're comfortable with and stuff. But when it comes to it, I feel like luckily I can just
You can
kind
kick 'em
of
out.
be myself and not worry about offending somebody. And if it's like, oh, if it's offensive, sorry, I'm just being funny. You know, like
Yeah.
I feel like as a gay guy, I can get away with more and saying more things, salacious or not, because I'm not hitting on them. I'm just like one of the girls.
Yeah.
Hey, you win some, you lose some,
Yeah.
right?
So
Yeah.
as
Is it worth it, all the negativity that you get to? Is it worth being able to say,
No, I wish I was treated better in the outside world. I'm not treated poorly a lot.
No, I know.
But I think I feel a certain way around certain people.
Right.
Like, I'm not very comfortable around many straight men. And you're actually one of the very few straight guys I can feel like myself with and comfortable with. And I feel like you are really friendly and very nice and very open-minded. And that's not very common
Right on.
with straight males.
I was going to
I like
ask that. Like, have you ever worked with a straight male, who felt like you were trying to
Uncomfortable.
you were making him uncomfortable because you're gay?
Were you hitting on straight men?
Yes. Or did they get that?
is that like
I'm
the
thinking,
ultimate?
I
Is
was
that
like-
like the ultimate pulling a straight man?
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I remember side quest. There was this one. I had my roommate Jessica Jones. Hi, Jessica. And we were living together. And her coworker came. We would go out a lot. So her coworker came and she brought her fiance. And her fiance, well, obviously
snap.
was a man. And I forget what else we had. We had a dildo in the living room, just because it was like. It was funny and it
For
smelled
fun.
really good. They smelled good. Anyway,
Like
so
a plastic
we were
dildo?
drinking and then we were like, oh, how far down can you go on this thing? And then we would like pass it around and like, you know, do it.
Right.
And then we would like rinse it in between. But then it was gone, right? And
You
then
throated it.
Yeah, and then the guy was like, looked at me and I was like, and then that was it. And at the end of the night, he wanted to sleep in my room because his girlfriend, his fiance, slept on the couch.
Oh my god.
And he was like, oh, she took over the whole couch and I have nowhere to sleep. And then one of Jessica's other friends, who was also like a closet case, he was like, no, I already called the other side of the bed or whatever. And I was like, oh, like.
Get the hell out of here.
So I never got to experience that situation. And Jessica
Close
would,
but no cigar.
Yeah, close but no
Good.
cigar.
I know. I can see Ronnie over there is like, what are you about to say?
that was it. I was close, but it never happened. It
Close
never
but no
happened.
cigar.
Want me to cut that out? I will.
No, but yeah. So have you ever like worked with a straight guy?
I have, yeah. But
I feel like that's the rarest in the grooming
is.
community. Straight men are the rarest.
I feel like I've only worked with straight men when they were my employees, and they typically were younger than me. So I feel like I was the authority figure, you know, from the start, and I feel like I didn't really have to. I didn't feel
Established.
that way.
Gwyneth, remember Gwyneth?
Yeah, Gwyneth. Yeah, I have like I've gone to
Women's
different
queen.
salons or like workshops and stuff, and if I see like a straight guy, I get weird around them. So I don't know if I just like I kind of avoid them sometimes too.
Right.
So I don't know if I even would put myself in a situation where they would feel uncomfortable because I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Um,
I have to say, as a woman, similarly, like I didn't work with a lot of men, right? And so I did feel somewhat uncomfortable with other male groomers. Obviously, I've worked with Nathan my whole career, but I had met at PetSmart a lot of male groomers that I didn't like at all, and that made me feel uncomfortable. So like if I did go to like a salon, I will say it made me feel better if I knew they were gay, just because it made me feel a little bit more comfortable. Now we do have a lot of straight men in our salon, and I love them all. I think they're all really cool.
'Cause I think there's like this energy a man can give off where like
Yeah.
they're
Creep?
like, no, we're like, they're like trying to be like, oh, you can get with me or I can get, you know, like that sexual energy. And I often think like if the salon the grooming salon is like usually a woman's area or
Right.
dominated, right? So it's like it's a safe space for women. It should be. So like if you do work there, like maybe tone down that like don't like approach every woman like potentially you'll be able to bang them or like you'll be able to just like chill it out.
I think
you know?
I think the big thing too, right, is like we talk about we're very comfortable, right?
I didn't
So-
come at you. Remember, she came at me. She
No,
brought
I
all the
did.
sexual energy
No,
to
no,
me.
No, but I'm saying like women in the salon, right? Like we talk about our periods. We talk about we do talk about sexual encounters. We talk about our slutty books we like to read, or you know what I mean? Like we talk about everything.
Yeah,
where-
and if you're a young straight man, just shut up and listen
I was
because they're
gonna-
about to put you up on game on hella stuff. Just
Well-
mouth shut, ears open.
Talk about young straight men though, but he's the one who put on the smutty book. That Drake. He
Oh,
put on
Drake,
the-
oh yeah. But
it wasn't
I-
meant to be a smutty book. It just
It's not a
it's just
smutty
like
book, yeah.
I
It's a
think-
biography, but
It had some.
But it had a lot of stuff in it. But my point is though, like, I think so when you're coming into a female-dominated industry, if you are a straight guy, that it's just kind of being respectful of the woman experience. And you know, like, so Drake, I feel like he always does a really good job of, you know, if we are like talking about like, you know, I'll talk about. I'm obviously a fairly skinnier girl, but like when I was 18, I weighed 115 pounds and I felt like I was fat. I was like, I'm so fat. I need to lose weight. So stupid, right? Now I look back at my photos. I'm like, you were so
Like, I
skinny. Yeah, I'm like, if I could
Yeah.
be 115 again, my God, I was wearing like a size 0. Who thought I was skinny? Nobody else but me. And so, you know, when we talk about how women are like, you know, somewhat brainwashed by society, you know, he's always like, yeah, that's crazy. And like, it's,
I thought I was like woke on the woman stuff because I work with him all. But he always comes
Yeah,
out and
he-
I'm like, damn, Drake.
He's a sweet kid.
he's so sweet. Yeah, but he'll be like,
In the
that's,
best way.
that's crazy. Like, women shouldn't have to deal with that. Like, but you know what I mean? So he's always like, you know, an uplifting. He'll be like, you look great. Or, you know, like.
And
so
he does it without being like a creep.
No, he never
Creep.
comes off creepy. Never. And so, you know, like.
Well,
which
he
is
always
fucking
he seems
pretty impressive.
sincere all the time.
Yeah,
you know?
he seems sincere.
It's
That's
not
what
like
it
it's
is.
fake or pushed. You know, he just seems
Well, because he's
sincere.
not like
he
you
actually
look
cares.
great. He's just like, yeah, you've had 2 kids. Like, you should be, you know, like proud of yourself. You shouldn't be like worried that you weigh 145 or, you know, like you look great. 145 looks good on you, you know, like. And instead of like, oh yeah, you look really good for having 2 kids.
Yeah.
You know, that would be different. Like, then I'd be like, okay.
Then we'd have to fight. No, I'm just playing.
No, but he's so nice, you know, and so I'm grateful. We do have a lot of guys that work with us.
This salon is the most I've ever worked with males.
The most guys we've ever worked
we
with.
have more male bathers than we do female bathers now.
Yeah.
I feel
And
like
they're all straight.
straight
They're all
men make really good bathers.
What about the
Really
gays?
good bathers. Okay, I think it's the
Oh
given
my
with the gays. But I remember
God.
at first I was like, no, I don't want to hire a straight man because it's like I feel like to like appreciate like cuteness and like bows and like
Yeah.
smelly perfume and stuff. Like I can't picture like a straight man like wanting to like put little ear bows.
That's
you know?
true. I see
So
what
I
you're
was always
saying.
really like careful about it. But once the store manager was a hockey coach, so he like got one of his hockey guys to work with me in the salon, and he was the best fucking bather.
Sometimes the tough guys
Yeah.
are really nice and gentle with the dogs. You think they're going to be like overly aggressive, but they're
Yeah, I have had that experience where like they're like
We have one
sweeter
guy,
than we are, and
Zach.
I'm like,
he's not like a alpha dude. He's like a nice normal guy, but like he's so sweet with the dogs and
Oh, yeah.
he treats them really nice.
he thinks they're
and-
all so cute. He gets offended when we start like picking apart their structure. He's like, don't say that about them.
Well, I worried about him in the beginning because he didn't read. He's a cat guy, and he didn't read dog body language really well. And I was like, "You're gonna get bit in the face."
He's gotten bit quite a few times,
He
but
has
now he
gotten
in
knows.
the face, most recently.
Yeah,
He's not good at reading body language. He's getting better though.
he's getting there. Yeah,
That's
It-
something you learn on the job, though.
Yeah.
You can't be
Yeah.
taught that.
You can try your best to impregnate their brains with the information, but you just like
So you see them like look at you a certain way, you're like, you're gonna fuck me up.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I have always felt that kind of what you were saying earlier, that gay guys in the industry can get away with more.
yeah.
Like absolutely more, because you can be sassy and get away with it. Like, because there's so many times where I want to be like bitchy, but I'm like, I'm just gonna be labeled a fucking bitch.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then I am like,
I'm gay.
but
It's
Ronnie would
okay.
be able to be, you know, like
he's
be
just
the
sassy.
give the sass and then be like, I'm gay. It's okay.
Hey, guys.
If my staff was smart, they could have sued PetSmart for so much money.
When I worked with him, Juan burned me with a fucking 10 blade.
He's like, it's not hot.
That's literally,
That's literally
what
what
Really?
he said.
Yeah.
And it was etched in backwards, the 01
Oh my
and the
God.
screws. And
it
it
was
had
a
blisters
30
where
because
the
I was
thing
using under a guard comb.
Oh.
So it was on forever. And I was like, oh, it's not hot. And I took off the guard comb and like grabbed his arm and like held it there. And
And I was like, ah!
and I was like,
Oh my
Oh my
god.
God.
I don't think that was flirting. I don't think that was flirting.
You're like,
But you
"You
saw
like me
the
now?"
screws-
Branded.
The screws were like in his arm, and you saw like the little teeth. That
Do you still have a burn? Or do you still have
No,
any marks
it's
from
gone.
it?
Where the teeth were, it was so fine and hot that it was like bleeding where the teeth were.
Oh my
Dang.
god.
Okay,
Oh,
but,
I'd be young
okay, but though,
again.
did you like get excited by it? Or
No,
were you
I was just
pissed?
like, I was like, oh wow. I was like, okay, but I have a really high pain tolerance, so I was kind of like, oh shit, cool. I was like, whatever. I was like, you fucking marked me, and he was like, oh my god, he was like freaking out. I'm like, you're cool, dude. Like, I'm not gonna.
I don't remember this, but I had my friend Maria. I was her manager, and I'm gonna stop saying that. I was everyone's boss. And one day, she always had like eyeliner, makeup. Her hair was always done. She always came in with all done up. And then one time I came in and she wasn't.
Oh.
And then I was like, oh. I was like, do you feel okay? You're like, are you good? And then she said, oh no, I just didn't have a chance to, blah blah blah.
Put on my
And I was
face
like,
or
do you want to
whatever,
take a break to go buy makeup at Target? Like, do you? And
You're so nice.
And I thought I was like being nice, but then like years and years later, she's like, "Do you remember that one time you told me I was ugly and I had to go buy makeup on my break?" And it's like I never even like.
She went and bought makeup
She
and
bought-
put it on in the break room.
Damn.
But it's just like little things like
She's
that.
one of
like,
our. She's one. We love you.
She's one of
Maria.
our best
She's one of
friends,
our
yeah.
best friends.
Yeah.
Yes, we love her.
but just thinking back at like all the stuff I got away with is wild.
Yeah.
But one of the stupidest things I remember doing that I still get like, what an idiot. When we were at PetSmart, this is before Katie was there. I was like flirting. Me and this bather were like flirting with each other, and like, remember they had that spray, the lemon quat, right? And we're like across the salon, like shooting each other in the face with the lemon quat. We're like, spray, spray, right? And I'm like, oh my eyes. And then our manager comes in and is like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, what? All of a sudden I was like, wait, what am I doing?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like rubbing my eyes and fucking.
She's like, those are chemicals.
Yeah, she's like,
could
you guys
really
are so
get injured.
stupid. You guys are idiots. She's like going in on us because that's the type she was, you know? And like, I felt so stupid. I feel stupid now about it.
Who were you flirting with?
Liz.
Oh.
Kathleen is like Liz. I know.
No, yeah, I
Liz.
remember. Yeah,
Was she still there when you came in?
Yeah. She did not like me for a while.
I love Liz.
No,
She was really
we
nice.
love her now. She's married and has kids now. But yeah, when I first started there, she was not my fan.
No, so like we had like a little thing. I think like we kissed I think once. But then like it never like progressed. And then like Katie came and like
You guys had been like talking. You had
We had
been
been,
like
like,
flirting,
talking, and, yeah.
texting, hanging out a little bit here and there outside of work.
yeah, well we never actually hung out. We would hang out like by the car a little bit, like a couple times. It was like basically nothing. And then or maybe we didn't even kiss. Maybe that was just never
In your
happened. I don't
mind.
even know. But like it was just barely bud of snap, you know, and then she came and like
You're like,
And
bye,
then
Liz.
cue
yeah, my
Chimes.
attention went over there. Yeah.
What can I say?
And I remember she bought me this like super cool hat for Christmas.
Oh my god!
Oh,
What the fuck?
This like super nice hat for Christmas, and then like,
Oh yeah,
I
because
showed
you
up
were
to the Christmas party with Katie.
because you were her secret Santa.
I was her Secret Santa, and I think they like set it up to be like that.
yeah.
And she bought me like this nice hat. It was like a purple A's hat. It was fucking clean.
I think you still have it. I think
And
it's
then
still in
I
the
show
closet.
up to the Christmas party with Katie, and it was like bad from that.
I only had worked there for like a month and a half at this point.
Was that?
Yeah, I'm telling you,
Katie
Katie was very aggressive.
I like what I like.
Yeah.
I want what I want.
Yeah.
I don't mince words. I don't waste time.
Well, you have to go after it.
yeah. But anyways,
Do you guys find your staff treats you guys differently like because you're like a man and a woman, or do you think it's just like your personalities that make it that way, or do you guys not experience that at all?
I think it's personality. I don't think they treat us. I think maybe in the beginning, I do think in the beginning, because like I do feel like in the beginning when Zach first got hired, that he would listen to you more than me. Like you were more of an authority until it was like more established. Is there another one trying to get me? The spiders love me.
Well, they're like, who's afraid of spiders? Oh, Katie's afraid of spiders.
I mean, they're
I
little,
can't
so
wait.
I'm not
we
really.
need to put a spider count on screen.
Oh my God!
Starting
Look, there's
line.
one right there. What the heck?
Maybe they're attracted to the light. and
I
the
don't
warmth.
know.
No, that's possible.
But it's like only over here. Are they coming from?
yeah, I see one on the ceiling right there.
Yeah, I think they're coming from up in the attic.
You. Okay. Anyway.
I can't wait. Spider count. One.
Um,
Ding, ding, ding.
So I do feel like it. You know what I mean? Like it depends, right? But
What's funny is sometimes they come to me over both of you.
yeah, that's true too. I think sometimes they don't want to bother the owner.
Still look
They're
good?
like, oh, I'd rather go to Kat for like the problem than to bother them about it, which is fine. No complaints.
What except when I said I would do this job, I said like I don't want to be the talking part to the people.
Well, no, we'll talk to them about problems, but if they want to come to you and ask you what to do about a situation,
I still feel weird about that.
anyway.
About what?
Making decisions. I don't.
But I will say, I do feel like for the most part, the employees will come to me over Nathan just because they all know Nathan can be a little bit of an airhead sometimes.
I would say he just won't remember.
He just won't remember. But if they're like, oh, hey, this client's having an issue with their price or something like that, Nathan's usually the one that will cave. He'll be like, oh, I feel bad, so I'm going to just charge them what they got charged last time, even though we told them. You know, whereas then I'll be like, no. And then I'll go up there and be like, no, remember last time we told you the price was going up to this, so that's your total for today. Where Nathan will be like, it's okay, I'll switch it to the same it was last time, but just remember for next time. And I'm like, no. So I do feel like they come.
It's true.
I feel like they
pushover,
come
yeah.
to me more for that sort of a thing. But I will say, like, if somebody's calling and throwing a fit on the phone, I will often give it to Nathan, but I put it on mute and I lay it all out for him, because if he is the one who answers the phone and they are complaining about something, he will often not put them on hold and get the whole story. He'll just like
I'll just
take
give 'em what
their
they
he'll
want.
no, he'll take their word for it. Whatever it is, he'll just take their word for it. But if it's somebody else, we'll put it on mute and I'll say, well, this dog hasn't been in. I looked at their file. They weren't in for 20 weeks. The dog was severely matted. We told them, you know what I mean? Like the price was this 20 weeks ago, but the new year happened, so it got raised, and also it took way longer. You know what I mean? I'll go through like all the facts for him and lay it all out for him, and then be like, and go. You know, like, and then sometimes he'll give them a little bit leniency, but he'll explain everything. But I don't always like dealing with.
Katie will be in the background like.
Yeah, I can't always.
But do you think that's a man and a woman thing, or do you think it's just like a?
I think that's a personality thing.
Personality thing.
Yeah, because Juan's like you. He's like, oh, it's okay, this and this. I'm like, nope, my turn. Like,
Yeah.
no, you're paying this, or this is what it is. These are the rules. Like, he's way more lenient than I am.
I'm just not good at being like listening and being. I can be good at listening and being nice, but I only have so much like tolerance before I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm way more patient than Ronney is.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm kinder to the clients. Like I feel like, yes, some clients make really stupid mistakes or they say really dumb shit. I get it, but they don't know better. Like why am I going to get upset because they don't know what they're talking about? That's not a me problem. That's a them problem, you know?
It is
So-
a problem.
See, then I'll be
I
like, well, they
usually
should
turn-
know
They
better.
should know. Because
The
it's
internet
true.
Yes,
is
they should.
there.
I agree.
Yeah.
They should.
Because our
but
clients,
they
like Winnie Nguyen, I would jump over backwards for that woman. She can cancel 20 times in a row. I would still take her. I love her, that dog and that person. Beautiful. I would do anything for them. Exactly, anything. But they respect us. They're always so sweet with us. Like
Yeah.
every holiday, every anything, they're always concerned about us. Love them, but they show respect.
Yeah.
When you don't do it, I'm like, okay, I will be nice to you, but when it's a problem or a reoccurring issue, we need to figure it out.
Yeah.
Respect is a big thing.
One
You don't
goes
respect
both
me,
ways.
I don't respect you. You know.
Yeah.
Respect goes both ways.
Although I'm a people pleaser, so I tend to cave too.
Yeah, I do. Well, I do. I think I've gotten better, but I am a people pleaser. But I've gotten better. about it, and it is hard, right? Because like you get the client that no shows, and then they call and complain because there's a no show fee, and then I'm like, well, you know, I don't usually charge it the first time, but if I have been nice to them for a while and then I'm like, okay, this is it, you know, like I've been nice to you and now you're upset about the fee, but I've let it go multiple times. Either you pay it or like we're just not going to be able to like do this anymore. And I feel bad, but Nathan always is like, oh, come on, one more. And I'm like, it's been like 4 or 5 times now, bro. Like,
and I don't think like you said you've been like a little weirded out a couple times, but like I don't think I've ever worked with a woman and been like, oh, they gave me a weird feeling. Oh no, actually we interviewed one girl, and like I could just tell she just like didn't like me for like me being a man. That sounds fucking stupid and like
no, she did.
But it
though.
was like 100%. She just like you could just tell she didn't like me.
Well, because I was doing the interview with one of my coworkers at the time who was also a girl. And first of all, she came in, and I mean, don't get me wrong, we're obviously very open. We have colored hair, tattoos, piercings, like, but she came in like all goth, which is fine too, but like big, tall boots and the whole thing. Oh, look, Juan's got a friend now. And like full like
Just smash 'em.
makeup.
I'm gonna end up killing them all.
The full like goth makeup,
Poor
which
things.
is fine. We're, you know, we don't have a dress code where we work. Just not like the most professional thing to wear for an interview. Whatever, right? But we're interviewing her and she, you know, we have like certain questions, and one was like, you know, how you handled like a difficult situation with like a coworker, and she's like, this guy I work with, and like ranting and raving about this guy. And I think it was something about his kid too. And I'm like, oh, fuck. You know, we've got guys and kids, you know,
Dun, dun, dun.
and because I don't remember what it was, but it was kind of ridiculous. Whatever it was, I was kind of like, oh, you know, and Nathan had been dropping the kids off at school, I think. And so then he shows up and he walks in and we're like, oh, here's Nathan, the other owner of the salon. And she looked at him with like the death glare and was
Did you
like,
have a mullet at this point?
no,
it was
I
like a
don't
baby
think
one,
so.
maybe.
And she was like, and I was like, he just finished dropping off our children.
A mullet
at
does
school."
project a certain thing, huh? What do you think? Like, did I have the mullet?
Well,
She's
I was
like,
just
"Oh my
wondering
God."
if the face was like, oh, look at his mullet, or if it was like
No,
something
it
else.
was like, and I don't even think she wanted to like shake his hand. Like, you could tell like the moment he came in, her like body language changed.
I'm like, we're not hiring you. Sorry.
And I mean, she didn't, thankfully it wasn't just that, but there was like a lot of, like I said, the way she answered like her questions, I was kind of like, you know, she wasn't going to be the right fit for us, which is super important in a tight environment. But I do think that was probably the only time you felt uncomfortable with a girl.
I didn't even feel uncomfortable. I could just tell that it was
that
like,
she felt it.
yeah.
Yeah. And you don't want to put anybody in that situation.
I'm always just like, whatever.
Well, do you ever feel uncomfortable? I mean, the industry is full of women and gay guys, and it's very rare to see a straight man like in the competition ring as a groomer. Like, do you feel any differently? Like,
no, I like
there's
it.
not many of you guys.
I like it. I like being around women
Uh-huh.
because I've worked with them for so long. I just feel more comfortable around women.
Yeah.
And I feel more comfortable around women than like straight men.
Yeah.
And I am a straight man,
Same.
but like sometimes I feel like when I'm around straight men, other straight men, I gotta like
G'd
project
up.
myself a
Yeah.
certain way.
Posture in a certain way.
But when I'm around a bunch of women, I could just be like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm
Goofy
married,
me.
so I could just be like me. And but no, and I actually think it's an advantage. I think me being a straight man in the grooming industry has given me a leg up in a lot of things. Because when they're like when you're at a grooming competition and it's all like it's all women and like a handful of gay dudes, and then there's like the one straight guy.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it makes me like stick out a little bit. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I've been very successful, and I think like that may have helped me a little. You know.
Have you felt like people treat you any differently or no?
because you're a straight guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think so. I think I've had like been given looks and stuff by women, but like they're checking me out type of thing, but
Mhm.
nothing like out of the Nothing like that's made me uncomfortable.
I
or
wonder what it
anything.
was like for like Jay. Like Jay was a straight
Yeah.
dude in like the early 2000s. Like and
Yeah.
it's like rare now. I can just imagine
How rare it
how
was, yeah.
like way little men were involved then, and like how
Yeah.
he felt. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it feels nice, you know,
Yeah.
because like I win and then like a crowd full of women are cheering. I mean, that's fucking sick, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like,
The guy's dream.
yeah, like but I don't want to be like a fucking weirdo though, you know. So
Yeah.
I try hard not to be like.
But it's nice.
But
Everybody
it's
likes.
nice, yeah.
Everybody
like,
likes.
I like
being,
women. I like the company of women. You know, I think they're cool.
Yeah. I will say I think you are really good at that, and I do think that relationship-wise, that is something I really appreciate about you because I think working with women for the last 16 years, you're a really good listener, and like. I mean, we talk about everything. I mean, we literally will be like, my period was like this, or my discharge that, or
Well, I was
People
also
say that.
raised by a single mother, so like
Yes.
I've been raised by that feminine energy. So that's probably another reason why I'm more comfortable around women because
Yeah.
like I spent
Yeah.
my whole childhood with one only. So
I was gonna say people always say that like men are so gross, men are so pervy. Girls are gross.
We're
They
wrong.
talk about the nastiest shit, and they are fucking horny.
Yeah.
Like because I've been in you know in a group of guys and hearing them talk about like, oh, that girl's hot, blah blah blah, and then I've been in a group of women when they're like, oh my god, that guy, and like just the way that girl, I wonder if he has a big dick. I'm not like it's just like
Yeah.
they're like almost I don't
Women
know
do
who's
the same
like
thing.
it's the same thing.
yeah.
so
Yeah.
when women
Well-
are like
It's
talking
wild.
shit about dudes being gross, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
You're a gross dude.
Speaking of that, right? Like, so then there's that. I feel super comfortable in my salon, even with like the amount of straight men we have. I'm be like, oh, I was on my period today, or like, oh, my stomach, hot girl problems. I've been having stomach issues today. I've had just like straight diarrhea, whatever, right? But I do feel like because we'll talk about like discharge, and I generally don't think about the guys in the room. I just speak because I'm like, whatever. If they don't like it, then they just don't have to listen, right? But I do feel like if there was a gay guy, I might feel a little bit less because I feel like you're like, ew, that's
gross.
gross. Vaginas. Yeah.
What's this snail trail?
So I might be a little bit more like, oh. I do think, though, I mean, so we've been talking about gay and straight and woman and versus men. I do feel like as an industry as a whole, I feel like, and this is not everywhere, but I feel like the industry as a whole is just very accepting because I do feel like we have I don't know how it compares to other careers, but I do feel like we have a larger amount of like LGBTQ type people.
Yeah, and
you know,
trans people, too.
people and people that just identify different. So I do feel like it is a more inclusive career, which is nice. I think that's really cool.
Because it's the dogs. People working with dogs. They're not
Yeah,
working.
you're working with dogs, not people.
And
that-
with,
and- yeah, I think
and with
people
groomers, you can kind of tell like when you go to a competition, you're like that looks like a groomer. You know, it's like half of you guys have colorful hair or piercings or
Yeah.
this, or not afraid to wear your patches and your buttons, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's very open there. And like I said, people normally go to dog grooming because they don't really get along with people well because they don't understand them. But a dog will never judge you.
A dog
They're
doesn't
excited
care.
to see you. They don't care what you look like, what color your hair is.
They don't
if
care
you
what
had a bad week, they will give you a kiss.
are.
Exactly. Yeah.
They don't care what gender you identify
Yeah.
as or
Or
don't.
love.
They're colorblind. They don't care about your colored hair.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't
You know?
care.
So they just love you and your energy. So I think that's what it is, and it's very, you know, you can see. I know a lot of old groomers who are the old smoker ones outside. You know what I mean? It's like you can tell like when they start
Cigarette and their Diet
talking,
Coke.
or or they crew them up. It's like, oh, I used to be a meth head, and then not. And
Yeah.
then, or whatever the case may be. It's,
Right.
it's very.
We have
you
a
know,
lot of
there's
walks
a lot
of
of different
life.
backgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an
Exactly.
alternative field.
Yeah.
Which is very cool.
That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
Alternative.
Well, and you don't have to have college or or even finished high school or like it's just a very inclusive career. I feel like
Yeah.
it's tough though, right? Because we only really have this perspective of straight women. So unfortunately, we are missing the lesbians' perspective. I'd love to know if they feel like they're treated any differently than the straight women.
And we don't have any like trans.
I was going to
input
say
either.
we don't have anybody that identifies
We've had
differently.
we've had an employee who,
Yeah, I mean, in here,
yeah,
we like none of us are. So,
It's hard to speak to the experience.
so if you are lesbian or trans
or
lesbian,
queer,
whatever,
anywhere
yeah,
on the
whatever
spectrum.
that
on
doesn't
the
fit
spectrum.
or straight that doesn't fit in this, I guess we got straight covered. But like anything else that doesn't fit within here, I'd love to know your experience and how
Well,
like we
I
can talk
mean-
about it in
Well,
the
different
future.
straight views too. There can be
Yeah.
different people who have different experiences.
Well, and I'm sure that there's a lot of things we're forgetting too, right? Because like, I think there's a lot of universal, because I see on like Pro Groomer Network a lot, it'll be like straight women deal with this, this, and this in the salon. I can't think of them off the top of my head right now. But I'm sure that there's just like a lot of experiences we're forgetting about that we'd love to hear about from everybody, no matter what, you know, straight, not straight, whatever you are.
Just one note.
Yeah.
You know, you get a lot of my dog doesn't like men. The dogs don't care. I've literally never had
yeah.
a dog who cared gender-wise.
That's a good point. That's a fair point.
we only got that at PetSmart, to be honest.
Yeah,
As soon
same.
as
Yes,
we left,
me
as soon as
too.
we left, nobody has ever said that to us ever since we left
Same.
PetSmart. As soon as we left PetSmart, it's more of a problem
know
with
what
the
I'm
owner and the owner giving
Yeah.
off that negative energy. So when you pass your dog off, of course your dog's going to be afraid to giving it to a man
Yeah.
because you're afraid.
And I'm going to say it. Most of those women are lesbian.
Oh my
said it.
God.
Well,
So
I
they're
said
just
it.
afraid of the dick.
I said it.
Yeah.
It's like the dog's not afraid of men. You are.
Yeah.
And there's another thing that annoys me that I hear all the time, and I mean sometimes it's true, but they'll go like, my dog is weird because it was abused. You know, I'm like,
No, your dog wasn't socialized.
your dog is just weird, and you don't socialize it. It's not. It hasn't been beaten
You're
up by
weird.
anybody. Like you're
Yeah.
weird. But I'm sure that happens sometimes. But
yeah,
like,
I mean,
no,
of
that's,
course.
that happens a lot.
I do
yeah.
think, but it all depends too, right? Because like I've had dogs that like for sure were in like a bad situation, but then like they're totally fine, right? Like they're totally fine. So it's like
no, you
the
just
dog
have a
got
Shih Tzu.
the dog got quicked
Like,
once
it
when
bites
it was
because it's a Shih Tzu.
the dog got quicked once when it was 6 years old, and now at 5 it's still a raving asshole for its nails. Methinks not, you know,
Yeah.
like
I just had a client that picked up a pit day before yesterday, and they go, oh, he came out so happy. You know, pits, they're just so fucking happy to exist. So he's coming racing out, and he's like, oh, mom, and he's like shaking. He's so happy. He's jumping on her, and the mom bends down and goes, oh, I know, it was so traumatizing. So I'm like, shut
hate that.
up.
Yeah.
I hate that.
You're
I
like,
get
he's
Nice
happy.
lady, but I don't think so that I don't think people realize that when they say shit like that it's offensive. You know.
At drop off, that gets me a lot too.
Yeah.
It's, I go.
I'm like, no, I'm not
they're
hurting your
afraid
dog.
of what I say now because Juan always says it. No, they're not afraid of us. They just don't want to leave you.
that's what we
Yeah.
say.
I always say it.
I
like that, and
always
it's like-
use the daycare kid analogy. I go, well, you know, when you drop off your kid at daycare, they always cry and they hold on to you because they love you so much and they don't want to leave you.
Unless
but
they don't, then they might have doggy autism.
well, okay. But
All those vaccines.
but when you come back and you look through the window and they're playing and they're so happy, but then they see you and they start crying.
As soon as the owner, I'm like, sometimes like when we used to take bigger dogs and stuff and they wouldn't want to go, I'm like, just drive away. As soon
Yeah.
as you
We
drive
do that.
away, walk back, they're 100% fine. They
Yeah.
don't even
Sometimes
know
I
you
record.
existed.
I'll record the
We've done
dog.
that before. We've done that before. We're like, oh my God. And we're like, okay, just go. We recorded it. And the dog jumps in the tub and jumps on the table
Yeah.
and is 100% good as soon as the parents
The
leave.
moment they leave, it's like, yeah,
You're
you're
like,
their
"You see
favorite
this?
person. They don't
It's
want to
you."
get groomed.
Well, I tell clients, I was like, your dog wants to be home sitting on the couch next to you. He doesn't want to come
Yeah.
and get a bath.
If he has a choice, he's gonna pick to just lay around with you. Yes,
And
absolutely.
They're smart.
You're
They-
his
they
whole
know
world.
where they're going. As soon as they pull up to the salon, they know what's going to happen. They know they're going to get their nails trimmed. They know they're going to get
Yeah.
brushed. And if you're
Even
not
if
doing
they
a good
like
job at
you,
home,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, like God forbid I try to get my kids in the bath. They're like, oh, I don't want. Better get in there, boy.
I was a stinky kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
I think
now
I was thinking
Owen's starting to get the funk, and he's been doing track, right? So I'm like, ooh, boy.
He'll be straight up like a man, like straight. He smells like a man now.
Well,
he
he's
doesn't
about to
smell
be
like a
11.
boy.
He was just 10 last year.
I know. I
He's
know.
gonna be 11 soon.
It's crazy.
He's about to
Crazy.
graduate from elementary
All
school.
right,
I
I'm
don't
doing
want
a
to
sign
talk
out. I don't
about
want
it. I don't want to talk
Okay.
about it.
Oh my God. Oh, wait.
I know. Are you guys ready?
I'm
Yeah.
I'm
ready.
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 All right. Well, thank you for tuning in to another grooming podcast. It's been great, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.